What's going on? Hopefully last video was helpful. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. In this video, we're gonna dive into spotting and how to create a spot timeline to then use in a duo timeline setup to create a rough cut very fast and efficient. So without any further ado, let's start. But before we start, download the keyboard shortcuts. They're linked in the description below. Also follow me on Instagram and subscribe to the channel and enjoy. All right, so inside DaVinci Resolve, we're gonna start by creating a new timeline. Yeah, so creating a new spot timeline. Already got one, so I'm gonna use that one. As you see here, there's multiple colors. So let me make this a little bigger. Alrighty, so as you can see, there's multiple colors, and each color like resembles a particular device that we use to shot on, or a scene that we shot it in. So for example, the orange ones are all drone shots. Frank made a spot for like a marketing ad that we made for Riders Hotel that wanted to focus on hardcore bikers. So that's why all these shots have something to do with downhill biking. Yeah, so we have a lot more footage of like the surroundings and stuff, but this is focused on downhill biking. So as you can see, if I press play, you can see that all the drone shots are already clipped. Yeah, so the beginning and the end is clipped off. So we are left with the more polished version of that clip, which is nice because it makes editing so much faster and easier. Yeah, if we scroll down, we have a nice introduction shot for our video because we need to present our logo, and then this is all the footage that we shot on the Blackmagic Pocket. So it's all shot in 4K, it's locked, that's why it's so flat. Sweet. All right. Now, if we go further down the line, there's some breakfast shots, there's some workshop shots, and then there is shots of the rooms. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at how to create a spot timeline. Very simple, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So let's go to a folder that has a lot of clips in there. For example, these Kaumasei clips. Let's just click on one and then check which one we want. So yeah, I want this bit of Frank. Keep your finger on the I on your keyboard and then I-O. That's the part I want. Now, if I click anywhere inside this window, I will drag and drop the audio and the video together and it will be linked. Press plus and minus to expand your timeline. So now if I click away and I click again, it will sort of select the audio and the video simultaneously. Yeah, so now I only want the video to be in this timeline. So I just drag this button here and then the video will be dragged in here. Now, if I want the audio later on, I can just drag it as well and then just highlight both clips and then link clips to, link them up. Very simple. Okay, sweet, nice. So that's how you would go through all of your clips. So let's say I want this part to here. Bam, drag it in there. And that's how you go and go and go until you have all the clips that you think are valuable for the project. Now, let's say you want to make this a specific color. Yeah, let's see. We've got these colors already. So let's, right click, clip color and go to chocolate. Nice. We've got chocolate already. So, too much chocolate is not good for you. So let's make it, lime. Okay, lime, that's perfect. So that's how you go about and just color code all of your footage. And depending on how you shot it, where you shot it, it will give, you will give it a different color. So for example, if this was shot on a drone, I would give it a blue color. If then the next bits of clips that I put in here were shot on a Blackmagic in whatever location, I'll give it a green color and so forth. All right, that's how you do it. Now it becomes interesting. How can you make a timeline using these spotted clips? I'm going to show you now. So create a new timeline, the timeline that you're actually making the entire edit in. So I've got this timeline already, the Bikers Phase 1. This is basically what we created for the client. I took off all the color grading. You'll do that by pressing this button because it takes up a lot more of your GPU, and I would rather use that for faster playback. So now, how can you create this timeline with your spotted timeline? Very simple. Go to your left and click on this button here. Then click on this first left button here, on the first row, and that will create some sort of an extra bar here. press this button on the right, and then you see that the next or the second timeline pops up. Here, select the timeline you want. Well, that's the spot one. So there you go. Now, to make it a little bit more easier, especially if you work from one screen, just press this button again and then go to the third knob, the third button on the second row. That will just take out all the thumbnails, leaving a little bit more space for you to check. And then it's just easily dragging and dropping. Just go to this timeline and just scrub through. And let's say I want to start with a nice opening shot. So this one, I'll drag it over. The good thing about Resolve is it knows that you're using this method to create a timeline, so it will not delete the clip. It will actually maintain the clips in your spot timeline as well as in your new timeline, so we'll just copy it over. Now I want to have some action, so let's say I want these two clips, highlight and drag, and there you are. So as you can see, there's a little bit of there's black bars. That's because this was shot in 4K DCI, which is like 44069 by 2160. To make this fit, go to your inspector while highlighting the clips, retime scaling, and then scaling fill. There you go. And now everything is filled up. I would usually do this at the end when all the clips are in, because you can do it in bulk. You don't have to do it every clip. Okay, so sick. Now we've got this. A nice introduction shot. Our logo comes in. And then, of course, I would trim this down. But then we got some nice action. Look at them. Sick. All right, sweet. So that is how you would use a duo timeline setup in order to create your rough cut. So that's it, I guess. So in the next video, we're going to take a look at how to trim your clips and polish the timeline. So make the entire edit come to life. Yeah, and I'm going to use a lot of keyboard shortcuts, so make sure you download my keyboards from my website. The link is in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you in that video. Stay tuned and thanks for watching. I don't know why I do this, but